3, 2, 1, and we are live, I think. Let us know where you guys are watching from. Let us know if you can hear us. We're in our brand new office, so the audio might be a little weird because it's mostly empty in here. But
yeah, it'll be echoey. Hopefully not.
Let us know if you can hear us. So what we're going to do is, this is our first episode of Mountain Built Monday. I have my little notes prepared here. And so what we'll do is we'll answer some frequently asked questions from last week's videos. And then I made a post, 2 days ago, asking for questions. We were taking Taz out for a ride. And we ended up not answering any of the questions on the ride because it got kind of complicated with Taz. You'll see what happened on Wednesday's video when that comes out.
And it was very windy.
It was, yeah. So
the audio was not great.
thankfully, we didn't answer the questions because it would have been kind of wasted anyway. The wind was whipping. So yeah, jump in the chat here. Let us know where you're watching from and what's something fun they could answer. Tell me your favorite breed of horse in the chat. Let's see what you guys got.
Or mule. You can pick mule.
Favorite kind of equine. And what do you guys think of Alyssa's office? Back here, scoot over so they can see your plants.
Well,
other way. Yeah, we got plants. We got a horse picture.
Yeah.
Okay, well, one question already popped in, so I'll answer that one right now. Did you buy a new property? No, not yet. We're still on the search. We'll give you a full update on the property search in this video in just a second. But awesome. We got Appaloosa Draft Cross. Hey, that's a good one. People watching from Pennsylvania. Someone says anything draft or draft cross. Awesome. Mesa's right up your alley. Jesse Baisden says Mule or Mustang. I like your style.
Yep.
They're amazing. So we'll jump in here to some of our questions from last week's videos, which were our Red Rock ride with the Mules down in central Utah and Mesa's first big adventure. So we had a big week and a fun week. So let's jump right in. Question number 1. I wrote them all down. Why are mules better than horses in this type of country? That Red Rock country? I'll start.
Okay.
So for one, mules in general are a little bit better thinkers. They don't overreact as much as horses do in general. So when you're in that kind of rugged, steep country, it's nice to have something that's not super reactive. Also, reason number 2, a lot of mules don't have to have shoes. And so without shoes, they can walk on that red rock a lot better without slipping. So do you have anything to add to that?
Mules just seem like they're more sure-footed. Like I don't really know how to describe it. We went through some blowdown one time. So a bunch of aspens had fallen. And it was like the first time we took our mules through kind of a big, nasty tangle of blowdown. And all the horses I've ridden over the years, they would have been kind of like stumbling their way through. And I remember Clyde didn't hit a single log. Like he just all the way through. And I was like, whoa, that was amazing. Because the horses I have had, would have just been clunk, clunk, clunk through there, And so mules just kind of pick their way through things. You can see it in that video, Clyde really thinking and Riata, Ty's mule, and also Spade, which was Sky's mule. Like they really just think each little step through and it's pretty awesome. It just feels like they're going to keep you safe.
And it's nice in that kind of country. You never know what you're going to run into out on the trail. So there could be bikers, there could be wildlife. And it's nice to have something that's not just going to whirl and go without thinking. They might whirl, but they're not going to go without thinking, the mules, that is. So that's super generalized. There's Mustangs that do great. There's thoroughbreds that do great. It's just, that's kind of in general, mules will think through problems and not overreact. So let's get to a live question here. Someone asks, what are the bells cut in some mules' tails? What do those mean?
So that's from way back in the day in the Army when there was a pen full of hundreds and hundreds of mules. And those bells mean they can either pack, drive, or ride. I don't remember which bells signify what. But that way someone could say, hey, I need 2 mules that know how to drive, go grab them. And they could go out in that pen full of 1,000 mules and go, well, I know these 2 drive because they've got so many bells in their tail. Or if someone says, hey, I need 10 riders, they could go in and grab those 10 mules that have been trained to ride because of the bells in their tail. So that's what that signifies. Some people still put bells in their tail just kind of as tradition. So yeah, that's what the bells mean.
Yeah, good question. We haven't had that one yet, I don't think. Someone asks, do you ever use drones to film? And yes, I do use a drone. It's kind of complicated, especially with young equines. We're usually really focused on setting them up to be successful. So when you start flying drones and stuff like that, you're kind of adding a little bit of excitement potentially. So we don't really do it with the youngsters. You also can't use drones in the wilderness. And so we kind of limit the drone use, but I should pull it out more. I've got some really cool footage of Alyssa and Clyde in the past, and I should pull it out, especially when we start taking Rooster out. Could you imagine Rooster and Alyssa just like loping along and the drone just tracking them with a big mountain view in the background? That'd be pretty sweet.
The drone's batteries die really, really fast. So that's kind of a pain, especially when it's cold out. The drone has like an elevation cap. And so when we're riding in higher elevation, which is like everywhere around here, then it can only fly so high. And so it kind of gets maxed out there. And then there's a tracking feature on our drone to track people. So it's supposed to like track you or track vehicles. But for whatever reason, it does not work on equines. It can't track equines, and it can't track you on an equine. So that feature just doesn't work while we're riding. And so Jason has to sit there and try to fly the drone while he's riding as well. So it just makes it complicated.
Yeah. And I see someone says, I thought I caught one overhead on Mesa's trip. And that is a good eye there, 1105 Pitbull. That was actually, we have a really long selfie stick with our little GoPro. Yeah, our Osmo. And we also used that on our Wyoming pack trip, which was in a capital W wilderness where you're not allowed to have drones. But if you stick that selfie stick way up there, you can get kind of a cool, like novel angle. So we use that sometimes. And having that selfie stick up there doesn't spook the mules and the youngsters as much. So we'll go back to another question from this last week's video. So on the mules and the Red Rock, why would you even do rock crawling? Why would that be beneficial? Why are you climbing on rocks when you could just go around them? Do you want to start or do you want me to?
Sure. So like especially the smaller rock features is just building your mule's confidence. So that's really the main thing.
Yeah. And the partnership. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's like, if any of you have done sports in the past, there's like a bonding that happens when you're like going through either a struggle or a challenge together with a teammate. And it's really similar with your horses and mules. So, if you're like, oh gosh, that looks like kind of a big rock to hop up on, and then you hop up there and you just chill up there and kind of soak it in together and then come down safely, it kind of builds that bond. So that's a good question and one that we get a lot. Let's see. Do we have any live questions? Bigfoot BF5WP says, ever see Bigfoot?
Nope.
Nope, not yet. Not yet.
Bigfoots.
Let's see. All right. Oh, someone says, how is Cedar?
Cedar's doing good, last I heard. So the outfitter we sold her to, they don't do anything in the winter because where they go up and outfit is just covered in snow. So Cedar is down on the winter pasture. So she's down with all of her little mule buddies. And so she'll be down there until probably next spring, maybe summer. But yeah, my friend goes and helps him out, and she's planning on doing that hopefully again this year. So she always sends me Cedar updates. But Cedar was doing awesome last time she was up there. So it was fun to see her.
One more live question, then we'll go back to ones from the week. Someone says they're in Illinois and they love Appaloosas. Nice office. Just for fun question. The video of Jason going to the cave. Who chose the music and did the editing? I watched it again today. Really well edited. That was a throwback. Thank you, Kathleen, for watching our old videos. That actually helps us a lot when people start rewatching old videos. That was a fun trip. I don't remember. I'm sure Alyssa did the editing. I don't really edit our long form stuff. You would know if I edited our long form stuff. You would notice. But that was a fun one. And finding those bones in there that had been worked, that was pretty crazy. That was like a best case scenario, like climbing up in there and actually finding something cool. I kind of thought it would be a lot of just like pack rat stuff up there.
And side note on that video, I was driving to Oregon to go see my little brother's graduation. Well, Jason's climbing up in that cave. So I was like, don't die, please.
Don't break your ankle on your way down.
Because I'm not here.
Mm-hmm.
So
we actually found some more caves up in that same country, and we really want to go back. And they won't be till the spring because it's covered in snow right now. But we really want to go back and explore some more of those caves up there. So I have a hard time talking and keeping up on the questions at the same time. Someone asked, have you seen the video of the dressage mule? Yeah, we love that. I can't remember its name. Maybe you even said.
Well, there was Wallace. There was also can't remember the other one's name. There's been a few, but yeah, Wallace.
They do well.
Pretty famous, and then there was another one recently that I can't remember. There's a Appaloosa dressage mule too that looks just like Josey, and they actually made a Breyer horse model.
Oh yeah,
of that one, and I cannot remember that one's name either. Sorry.
Yeah. It's so cool.
It's Josey.
We love to see the mules do those like traditional horse events and do well. It's really fun. Mules are amazing animals. We absolutely love them. Let's see. Okay, from the video about Mesa's first adventure, can you talk a little bit about how you set horses up for success in general?
In general,
like young horses. Yeah, to take them out. Let's go to take them out.
To take them out. Well, I mean, it just is like everything else. We don't wait to start working with our babies. We like to do as much as we can with them when they're really young. So getting them like halter trained, and we're doing all of this very gently and slowly and with patience. And the first sessions are like 5 minutes long, maybe, with a baby. I mean, we just want them to like give to a little bit of pressure, and then that's it, right? That's the whole session for the day. And we progressively get a little longer session, but even just I like to tie her up. For a long time, we used the blocker tie ring so that if she didn't know how to tie up and set back, she wouldn't hurt herself. But we just groom them, teach them how to pick up all 4 feet, and just try to handle them all the time. And then teach them how to load. And thank goodness, because Mesa's had to go to the vet a couple of times. But she loads really well. So that made that a lot smoother. But I just don't feel like you should wait until they're 2 to start doing all that kind of stuff. And so Mesa, we would have started taking her out even sooner, just on tiny little pony rides, like ponying her. But because of her face injury, we waited to put a halter back on her because we didn't want that to cause any pain to her. So she finally got to go out and did awesome. But yeah, we just put the little bareback pad on her and get her used to feeling a cinch underneath her. And that's very loose at first. And then we get a little tighter and tighter until it's like saddle tight. And then you guys saw her first saddling. That went really well. And we haven't put a saddle back on her since, but we'll saddle her here and there between now and when she'll end up being 3.5 when Jason does the colt starting clinic with Ty. So she'll be 3.5, and that'll be 5 days of, they're not super long sessions either at Ty's place. So getting on and riding there and stuff like that. So
I'm so excited for that. I wish it was this summer that I got to start her. I'm like, I have to wait 18 months to start riding her. And she's such an awesome little horse. So I'm super pumped to do that with Ty. And I'm super excited for whoever else is in the clinic with me. It's like,
that's gonna be fun.
I don't know if any of you have watched the video on TS Mules colt starting that Alyssa just made, but it's awesome. And it just shows what a fun environment it is.
Yeah, you should go check that out if you haven't. And if you're curious about starting a colt, that's a helpful video too. Yeah. And those guys had a ton of fun. It's pretty entertaining.
They're the best.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go back to a live question here. So this is from 2 different people, but I'm going to combine it. So what are your plans for Rooster this year, and how is Rooster's progress coming?
Rooster's progress is coming along really well. We actually just filmed the video tonight, and I was editing it here right before the live. So that'll come out on Saturday. We have a Taz video coming out Wednesday. And my plans for Rooster is to haul him as much as we can to all the Thai clinics and stuff like that. So that's going to be really good exposure for him. And hopefully be riding him at a Mulemanship 1 clinic this year. So that would be awesome.
Check this out real quick. We upgraded Alyssa's editing studio.
Look at that.
Check that out.
So much better.
It's pretty awesome.
Way better than editing at my kitchen table.
It's a nice setup in here now.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, that was distracting. So let's go back to another question from the Mesa's first adventure video. So what are our plans with Mesa, potential mule mama? So that was mule mama ? our plans with Mesa is she's going to be my main riding horse once she's going good. She's just level-headed. She's going to be big, powerful, and she's going to be awesome for riding in the mountains. So that's primary plan.
Yeah.
Other than that, we may use her for a mule mama. We would love to have a mule baby and just start one completely from scratch, untouched, raise it exactly how we want. And coming out of Mesa, that would just be the perfect mountain mule. It would probably have some size. It would have that draft cross, like level-headedness, the thoughtfulness of the mule. It would just be a great mountain animal. So Lord willing, we'll be able to do that one day. The downside is you have to give the mare obviously time off when it's, growing the foal and then also nursing the foal and stuff like that. But there's a good chance we'll have a mule baby in the future. So let's see. Let's do a live question. Oh gosh. Here, answer one of these real quick. I'll find a live question. We're right there.
These
Yeah.
from the Taz, right?
I'll ask it. Okay. How did we choose to live in Idaho? So that was one that was on the post from the Taz ride. I asked for a bunch of questions and someone said, how did we choose to live in Idaho? I abbreviated my list. That wasn't Alyssa not being able to read, which would be reasonable with my handwriting. But I said, how did we choose Idaho? And she's like, what are you talking about? But someone asked, how did we choose to live in Idaho? So you could take that one, Alyssa.
Well, we were living in Colorado and all of our family's from Oregon, and we wanted to be closer to family without moving back to Oregon at the time. And then I ended up getting a job in Idaho, and we're like, well, that'll work.
Yeah.
And it's been awesome. Now we don't want to live anywhere else, really.
Yeah, we really, priorities were hopefully a little closer to family than Colorado and mountains. And so Idaho checked both those boxes, and we're really thankful we moved here. It's been great. Along those lines, Susan McKay says, would you consider Colorado in your next possible move? Yeah, let's talk a little bit about our next move.
Oh, wait, when we can talk about the property too.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So let's give you a little update here on our property search. We had an offer on a really cool place with pretty views, and we were kind of going back and forth in negotiations, and we were not able to agree on a fair price. So it was a property that needed a lot of work. It was over 10 acres, 10 or 15 acres, we'll just say that. And it had water rights, but no actual irrigation set up. It was an old house that needed improvements. And like all sellers are right now, they're asking like pretty high in our opinion. Maybe not in their opinion, but in our opinion.
Our opinion and our realtor's opinion.
Yeah. So we tried to negotiate, and they're not at the point where they really want to negotiate as far as we needed. So anyway, that property didn't work out, and it was pretty clear that it was just not meant to be for us because it wasn't even really a close call. So anyways, that was disappointing. We just found that out 2 days ago or something like that. And I mentioned in our members only little short today that we've been riding the emotional roller coaster of dreaming of a big horse property and adopting more Mustangs, and then coming crashing down to reality where we're still here. And where we are currently is amazing, but
and I do feel like it was pretty close. Like we needed them to come down about 15 grand more for all the repairs and stuff. Like the house is going to need a new roof. There was a bunch of other things. And then to set up the whole property, like it doesn't have horse facilities. So even to get the irrigation going and stuff, and they just wouldn't budge that much more. So that's okay.
Yeah. Yep.
That was our sign that wasn't the one.
Yeah. Yeah. We were praying that we're like, cause you're always with such a big life decision. You're like, if this is not going to work out well, I don't want it to work out from the start, So we were praying that either, God would open the door, close the door. And it was pretty clearly closed. So we're like, all right, sweet. That's its own answer to our prayer. And so we're going to move on and keep looking. So that's the plan. So as far as would you consider Colorado in our possible move? Yeah, we're looking down there. There's a bunch of pros and cons with everywhere. But a big con is that is, again, farther away from family. But it's beautiful country and actually more affordable than here in Idaho. So where we're kind of looking is like basically Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, Utah, Colorado, Eastern Oregon. I think that's kind of it.
Yeah.
Like
maybe Western South Dakota.
Yeah, we like the Black Hills a lot. It's beautiful over there. So that's where we're looking. And it's like in our mind, it's not about the house at all. It's about the property and like what we can do as far as adopting Mustangs and getting them gentled and rehomed and stuff like that. So we're still looking.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Another question. Someone says they watched the Ty Evans colt starting videos. That was awesome. Oh, cool. They said it was similar to the one they did with their mule 25 years ago.
Oh,
that's awesome. It's like that method of horsemanship and colt starting it has been around a long time now with Tom Dorrance and Ray Hunt, and then on to Buck, and outward from there to folks like Ty, and Ty's bringing it to the mule world.
Yeah.
And we're thankful he is. We're thankful we found him, and it's kind of fun little community. I don't see another question. If you guys have live questions, drop them in the chat. Oh, someone says, what's the perks of joining as a member? Do you want to share your thoughts on memberships and stuff? So the perks are we basically do a members only Monday, and the memberships, we just started them because people were asking how can they support the channel. So we're like, I don't really know. Just watching our videos is good enough. And that is that runs like everything is just people watching our videos and commenting and stuff like that. But we're like, well, let's start a membership and maybe we can do some like behind the scenes footage or something like that. And so we started the memberships, and then we didn't do very much with them for a long time. But now we're doing members only Mondays, which is just kind of a behind the scenes update. Sometimes it's live, sometimes it's a short, sometimes
we miss questions on here because there's too many. So it's just a way for like a smaller group to ask questions. We definitely don't miss questions that way.
Yep.
So.
And we really appreciate all of our members, and we equally appreciate all of our non-members who watch. It's like a amazing community that has formed here, and we feel so thankful for each and every one of you guys. Yeah. So hey, that reminds me, we just crossed over 105,000 subscribers today, which is mind blowing.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Another live question. Think Clyde's close to 90K yet? Do you know what that means?
Like
his value?
Value? So, he's over 90K to me. So I don't know if that answers your question.
They're probably referring to that video we did of Chrome in the Canyon,
probably.
the $90,000 mule. Yeah, Clyde's worth way more than that.
Yeah. For sure.
Another live question. Any plans on riding with Brett from Born 100 Years Too Late?
I hope so. That'd be really fun.
Yeah, that's one of our top priorities is Brett is like, from what we can tell, we've never met him, but from what we can tell, Brett is like our kind of people. The places he rides is really interesting to us. And we would love to go down and explore the Gila down there in New Mexico with him. It's like, he's a good dude. He's got cool mules. He explores cool country. We just need to make time to get down there and do it. We would love to do that.
Yep.
Another live question. All right, I'll do another live and then we'll go back to our list. What would be the oldest age of Mustang you would adopt?
Probably like 10.
Mm-hmm. Because our plan, like if it was for us, would be to get them rideable and then enjoy spending time with them in the mountains.
Yeah.
So that would be different if you were adopting one just to give it a good home and keep it in the pasture. Then it's like, if you want to adopt a 18 or 20-year-old and give it a good home, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question from our list from the post earlier. Any barn cats?
No.
We used to have barn cats.
So this property was infested with feral cats when we bought it, and we have taken some to the pound. We've spent over $600 in fixing cats. And so we had a couple that we kept as barn cats. We got them fixed. and they slowly disappear. I am hopeful that maybe they ended up at a neighbor's place and they're feeding them and now they're happy over there. We also have some hound dogs and some coyotes and some other things in the neighborhood that are potentially the cause. So right now we don't have any barn cats, and I really don't want to get another one fixed and lose more cats because it's sad and discouraging. So
And expensive.
and very expensive.
Back to a live question. Someone says the videography on your videos is phenomenal and stunning. Great work. Thank you, Scoutlander.
Appreciate that.
But their question is, what training or courses has helped us? So you can think about it. I'll start. We use YouTube to learn basically everything. And there's a couple channels that have helped us a lot.
Yeah.
Think Media has helped us a lot. vidIQ has helped us. There's a channel called Colin and Samir. And some of those are technical tips, and some of them are more like mindset tips and like how to set up your channel kind of tips. But we don't have any actual like legitimate training. We just learned as we go. And you can really tell if you go back to our old videos that we've been learning as we go, because it's kind of rough to watch some of those. She does have a gift for it. Alyssa does have a gift for it, and an eye, and she has like that artistic brain that can piece stories together in a way that's interesting and attractive.
Yeah. So there's a channel called Way Up West. They're like a hunting channel. And I reached out to them and I was just like, hey, what cameras do you guys use? And they're local here, kind of. They live in Idaho as well. That's local to us. But anyway, so they wrote me back. Were very kind. And they're like, hey, this is what we use. And so we basically went out and bought that. Because we're like, okay, if that's good enough for these guys, they have good like videos, then we'll go out and buy that. And so we did. And then we're like, how do we use these things? So then we had to look up our camera model that we just bought on YouTube to be like, how do we change it to take a picture? How do we video with that? What is ISO? Like what? So we knew nothing, absolutely nothing.
Yeah. So. Real quick here, I'll add to what she just said, but people are seeing ads again, and that is a bummer. I got them turned off on my phone on the settings, but apparently not on here. So next time when we use the computer, I'll try to go into the settings and make sure the ads are turned off on there until after we're done with the live, because that's so annoying that it's set up to where you'll actually maybe miss the answer to a question because there's ads popping up.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So, okay, but I'll add, as far as like camera work, I have gotten to where I really enjoy, especially taking still photos. Like I actually really enjoy videoing too, and trying to get shots. Like my favorite shots are like trying to get heroic shots where you're like looking up at Alyssa, Rooster, and the mountains, and it's all pretty. And when it comes together, it is so cool. Like a lot of people on here know that like hunting is a passion of mine, and it's like a little bit like hunting for that perfect camera shot. It's like you try and put yourself in a good position for it and you get set up, and then when you capture it, it's like so satisfying. So that's been kind of fun. Man, I'm sorry for the ads. A couple people have said that. Bob Og says, what's the age range generally for a riding mule?
Like 3 to 20, 25.
Even 30, some of them. Like it depends what kind of riding you do. If it's gentle and easy and they're like in good shape, you can ride them when they're 30. Yeah. Some people aren't seeing ads. So that's probably if you're a premium YouTube subscriber. Not subscriber to us, but like you can pay for YouTube premium and then you don't have ads. How are things going with Taz's training? So I'm not going to let you answer that quite yet, because Wednesday we have a full Taz update. We took him and Riata out. Was that yesterday? The days all blur together, but yes, we took Taz and Riata out, and so we have a full update coming on Taz. So stay tuned for that one.
He's gained some weight though, so that's good.
Yes, he's looking good. Sorry, I was reading questions. Slow response. Cray says we've improved a lot. Thank you, Cray. You've been here from the start, so you would know. Let's see. All right, another question from the post from earlier. What renovations have we done here on this property? That's kind of a fun thing to go back over.
Yeah. So my office, that's the newest,
one.
We've got our bedroom to redo. It's really awesome paneling in there because of our manufactured home. But we have redone all the fields. They were eaten down to nothing. They're dirt and weeds when we bought this place. So we've got rid of all the noxious weeds and we've reseeded them. We set up all the irrigation. It was not very functional when we got it. We've redone all of the fencing because it was no climb, but they had like stapled it on the outside of the post. So the cows that were here before our equines had like pushed all the fence out. Let's see what else. We built a hay barn. We cleaned out all the sheds. We've insulated a couple of them. We built the round pen. What else have we done?
Did you say the hay shed already? I was reading comments.
Yeah. I don't know, just cleaned up a lot of garbage and junk. There were baling twine and old tires and the whole dry lot system. We set that up, put in all those panels. Where that dry lot system was, it was like an old garden area and there was old chain link and like garbage and barrels buried and stuff. There was so much junk and nails and things like that. And so we had to clean all that up. And kind of our last biggest thing now is the outside of the house. If you haven't noticed, it's this beautiful green color that I love so much. And so the outbuildings and the house are getting a lot of work done this spring. So I'm really excited for that.
Someone adds Highline. It's almost checked off.
Highline, yeah. Yeah, we got a piece of cable for it. It's not quite long enough, so we've got to run back up to our neighbor's place. He's got a bunch of cable he's given us for free and get a bigger chunk. So a little longer cable and then it'll be done.
Yeah, fun stuff. It's actually, some of those old videos are fun to watch back because while our editing and filming has come a long way, it's really fun to look back and see what the property actually looked like when we first got it compared to now, and it's really satisfying to watch that. So another question from earlier. If someone wanted to get and train their own Mustang, what age and gender would you recommend that's easiest and rideable?
I don't think gender really matters. Like you can have a reactive gelding or you can have a mare that, is like pretty moody. So just feeling them out. If you can go there in person and look at them, that's my favorite way because you can kind of get a feel for them. You don't want one that's like really aggressive towards the others or super flighty compared to the others. As far as age, she wanted to get one that was easy to train.
Rideable.
Probably, the older they are, probably the more sense they're going to have as far as like they've just been through life a lot more, but they're going to be maybe a little more difficult to train. Not always. Younger horses usually are easier to train. And if they're babies, they're not quite so big and powerful. So that's something to consider. They might react, I don't know, a little bit more. They don't think through things as good sometimes when they're younger. So, like sometimes Mesa will do silly things because she's a baby and she just hasn't had a whole lot of world experience yet, where an older horse might not do that. But I would say probably look at, I don't know, yearling, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, somewhere in there, if you want to get one that you can work on for a little while before it's ready to start riding, and then you can start riding it. And then you have it for a long time too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice when you form that bond and put in all the time and effort to like have 15 or 20 years with them versus just like 3 to 5. So this is perfect because a question just popped up on the screen that is the same as my next question from the post earlier. So it is, what are your top favorite horse breeds? So we'll say, what are your top 3 equine breeds? You go first and I'll go. In order.
In order?
Yeah.
I don't
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
It's better for retention that way if you do 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. I don't think there's a bad horse. I mean, a bad breed of horse. Like, there's just all kinds of good horses, So, but I do really like draft crosses. I obviously really like Mustangs. I think there's a lot of really nice Mustangs out there. And can I count mules?
Yeah.
I also like a lot of the more like foundation, working bred type quarter horses. I used to be, I'll admit, I used to be like, basically it's just quarter horses. And I was raised around quarter horses and so a lot of people were pretty biased on those two breeds. But as I've gotten older, I've really grown to like basically all breeds. I think an Andalusian or like a Lusitano would be amazing someday. I think that would be really, really fun. And but yeah, so there's all kinds of breeds that I really like.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, you ready for like the best retention section of this
Yeah,
whole
let's
thing?
hear
All
it.
right. The 3 best horse breeds in order. Number 3, draft cross, filly named Mesa. Number 2.
Number 3.
Yeah, she's number
Poor
3.
Mesa.
It's tough, dog eat dog out there. Number 2, Mustangs. Number 1, Mules.
There you go.
That's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Everyone stayed and watched. Our views didn't go down at all right there. They actually just went up 7 from 218 to 225. Okay. All right. Next question. If we find a property, how soon would we adopt other Mustangs?
Immediately.
Actually, seriously, there's
Yeah.
one. There is one that Alyssa
Yeah.
really, really wants, and we've tried to figure out how to get it here, and it just doesn't feel responsible to get another one here.
No.
So anyway, you can kind of talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, she's one I actually wanted to go back and try to adopt, and we found her elsewhere. So she's actually been adopted and returned. And I would love to go get her and kind of give her a second chance because she was one I was really drawn to when we went and got Rooster. So I would absolutely love to go get her. I can't stop thinking about her. I couldn't stop thinking about her even from the last time I saw her. And it's crazy kind of her life in between me seeing her and then finding her again. She's had quite the experience that it hasn't necessarily been great. So the chances of her getting adopted and being successful maybe aren't super great. So I would really like to go get her and try to give her a second chance.
Yeah. It's hard to be like, we're very content here and we're very blessed here, but at the same time we're like, gosh darn,
I need more property so I can go adopt her.
I wish we had a
ASAP.
little more space. Yeah, but
I was like, so if we make an offer and they accept it, is that good enough, right? We'll just start her here and then move her to the new property. It'd be fine. So
someone asked, and this is a really good, valid question, and we've thought about it a lot. They said, is there land near you that you can lease from neighbors?
not really. There is, so the neighbors in the back of us lease pasture, but our other neighbor leases it right now. So we don't feel right like trying to get in between that because he's using it. And the neighbor next to us, that house, there's a new owner there now, and he so far doesn't have any animals over there. However, it would be a little more space, but all the fences need redone. The renters that were in there before this guy bought it, they overgrazed everything and they didn't use the water, so it's basically just dirt. So it maybe there's a potential there, but we would have to put in a lot of money into someone else's place to get it safe for our equines. So
yeah,
I don't know if that's really the best option. We've looked into a couple pasture leases, but same, it's like barbed wire fences and they're quite a ways away from us, and we don't really want to do that. So
yeah. There, if we really wanted to force it, there's some like things that we could do and like options to explore and stuff like that. But it just feels like stretching it a little bit. So for now, we're just going to hold out and hopefully buy a little bit bigger place here before too long. So,
but if anyone has a horse facility for lease, let us know.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Next question. Kind of along the same lines, how many would we adopt? Like when we do have our property and a little more space, there's still like, even if we had infinite property, there's like a limit as far as what we would even want to adopt.
Yeah.
Given our situation.
As far as like older horses that you're going to be training to ride right away, we just don't have, like, it's just the two of us. So even if that's all we're doing full time, we have to be realistic with our time. Those horses need a lot of time and consistency. And so we'd be looking at getting maybe 1 to 2 every couple of years. Probably one a year is what we do for an older horse that we're training to ride and then rehoming. I would love to go get a trailer load of like weanlings, yearlings, and get them all to the point where they're just trailer loading. You can pick up all 4 feet, you can brush them, like they're safe to handle, they're ready for kind of the next step, and then adopt all those out to someone who's wants to take them on to the next step. So if we did that, then I'd probably be getting a few more at a time, which I would love. Can you imagine just a whole trailer load of Mustang babies? That was my dream.
Yeah, Alyssa always talks about like, I just want to go take our trailer and just adopt all the babies.
Yep.
And that would be actually really cool in the future. And we'd probably, with this channel, we'd probably be able to find them really good homes and get them gentled, quickly, and like put a good foundation on them. And then, find them good homes.
We would still have to keep them for a year because they have to be titled before you can rehome them. So we'd have a full year to really get them going and get them ready for people. And if they needed more time, then we'd keep them and give them more time if there was one that was maybe a little more touchy or whatever. But I feel like most of them we could probably get going in a year and be really good horses for people.
Just totally good.
For those people that want to adopt a Mustang but just don't know how to do the gentling portion.
So. Yeah, which is, I think, a lot of people actually, and that's a really good point. It's like adopting Mustangs, you need to have like not only the facilities and the time, but you also need a little bit of knowledge, or actually a lot of knowledge, to be successful with them. So if we had the facilities, the time, and Alyssa has the gift working with them, that would be awesome to be able to, find them good homes. But someone had a serious thought on here. But first, Dawn Share says, Alyssa, do you think Jason should shave his beard?
No, he probably will.
What do you guys think?
Archery season.
Yeah, no. So this is my winter beard. Usually what I do when it gets cold, I grow out my face warmer. And then in the spring, I'll shave it and keep a mustache. But it's also really nice because wintertime, everyone knows, is bulking season. Whether you're lifting or not, you bulk up in the winter. And so I got a wicked double chin right now, but
you
no
can
one,
see mine, but you can't see his.
no one can even see it. So that's what the beard is for.
I just need to grow a beard. There you go.
So it hides my double chin, keeps my face warm, and then when we start leaning down in the springtime, then I can shave it off.
Yeah.
But someone had actually a really good point, and one that we've thought about a lot. They said the more property you have, the less time you have to spend on your equines, and that's definitely something to think about. And we have thought about it. I think that's within reason. I think you can set it up to where things are kind of optimized and efficient.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's like you have a big house, there's more to dust and clean and vacuum.
Yeah,
you have a big yard, there's more to mow and weed eat. You have more horses, there's more hoof care and vet care and stuff like that. So that's definitely true, but I don't think we're to that tipping point yet. And our next step, I don't think we'll be to that tipping point because we do like to have freedom of time as well.
And we both worked on ranches and hayed and all that stuff. Some people had comments about the haying process. When I worked on a cattle ranch, I figured it out the other day, and it was a lot of hay, but it was over 1,000 round bales. And I hayed by myself, cut, raked, baled, stacked all of it. And it was almost 1,000 acres worth of hay to cut. So been there, done that. 35 acres is like a piece of cake. But all that being said, when we do get a place that's irrigated that we would need to hay, we're probably going to look into having someone come custom hay it. You can hire people to come cut your hay, and they either charge you a price or take a portion of the hay. And that's probably how we do it because we don't have the equipment. So unless the property came with the equipment, that would take us a while until we purchased all that. So we probably just have someone else come over and cut it for us.
Yep. Okay. You guys ready for it to get downright hectic in here? Someone says, I love your pups. What breed? So let's bring them. Bring them in here for just a second. Ready? Wait for it. Wait for it. Yeti! Come on.
Here, I'm sliding across the
Come on. Yeti. Squirrely, come on. Oh, gosh.
So this is Yeti.
There's a Yeti monster.
She is.
Say hi for the puppies. 5
years old. She's falling off Jason's lap. She's a 5-year-old German wire hair pointer. She's a very good girl. She's a hilarious dog. And then we have, oh, come here, buddy, squirrel. He's terrified. This squirrel with his crazy blue eyes.
He's scared
And
of
he
public
is
speaking.
a mini Aussie. Yeah. He's very timid, but he's very sweet. He would never nip at anyone or anything. He just is kind of afraid of new people, but and he hates car rides. I've never had such a timid dog, but he is the sweetest little dog, and I love him very much. But yep, so we have Yeti and Squirrel, and they're great dogs.
Say hi, Yeti. Everybody hit like for Yeti. Oh no,
She's falling.
She's falling down.
Yeti. She's
All
like,
right.
help me.
Okay, that's
Oh
enough.
gosh.
That's enough of dogs. Good dogs. All right, go on, please. Please.
And yeah, they're crazy.
Please.
They're good dogs though.
They're awesome. They bring a lot of joy
Yeah.
and a lot of complication when
And a
you're
lot of
trying to
hair.
travel. Yeah, a lot of hair.
Yeah.
Next question. Oh, you can answer. Where did Squirrel get his name? While I look at the next question.
I don't really know. It's kind of like Rooster. Apparently, I like naming animals after other animals or something. But I wanted to get a girl. So we were going to get Squirrel's sister. That was the plan. And I was like, oh, that'd be hilarious because I can sing her country songs and replace, instead of girl in every country song, I could just say squirrel. And it'd be hilarious. That's not the reasoning. That was just a perk. And then we went there and she was really timid. And Squirrel came over and sat on my foot. And I was like, all right, he's the one I want. He like wouldn't leave me alone. He just kept sitting on my foot. So we got him instead.
Yeah, Squirrel's awesome. I'm glad we got him.
He chose us.
Okay, next question. First off, everyone says I look amazing no matter what on there.
Yeah, see?
So what's fun is like right now, everyone watching, you can read the live chat. And so you know if I'm being honest or not. But when people watch this later on YouTube, this
won't be
lives
able to see.
forever. So those people watching later, they don't know if I'm lying or not. So everyone says I look amazing with a beard or without a beard.
Yeah.
So thanks, guys. All right. How much would we sell them for if we just gentled Mustangs versus got them ready to ride?
Man, I don't know. We'd have to just kind of see what a good price would be. I would want to charge enough that people that, you know, are very responsible, like would be purchasing them. And there would definitely be probably some sort of application process just to make sure that they're going to go to a really good home. Because that's the biggest thing, right? Like I've sold horses in the past and they seemed like they were going to be a great home, and then it turned out it wasn't, and that is absolutely heartbreaking. And thankfully, that particular horse I'm talking about found a really good home after the fact, but it was heartbreaking. And so we definitely be really careful where they went to.
Yes, I wasn't listening. I was reading these
Yeah,
questions,
you're
but
good.
I'm sure what you said was spot on. Okay, next question. We only have a couple questions.
This is
left.
normal anyway, so he's good.
What's normal? Me not listening. Are you into any pop culture, films, bands, games, etc.?
No.
Not really. I wish we were. We'd be a lot cooler if we were.
Yeah.
Pop, like a popular like band or artist that we're into is we really like Coulter Wall. We actually liked him before it was cool to like him, but Coulter Wall is someone that's popular that we like, and he's only popular to like a small segment of the population. Films, not really. We're so out of the loop as far as
Yeah.
like movies and stuff go, but like we like watching Unbranded. Obviously, probably anyone who likes Mustangs has already seen it, but
If you haven't, you
Unbranded
need
is
to go
really
watch
good.
it.
There's a I don't know if it's really like a film, but I think it is. It's called 500 Miles Project. That's another Mustang one that we recommend, and I think that one is free on YouTube.
And it's amazing too.
So I mean that we're like pretty narrow and deep with our interests. We don't really branch out into pop culture, but okay. Next question, unless you have something to add.
Nope.
Bands. Oh no, we already kind of talked about that with Coulter Wall. Oh, fun fact about bands. Some of our, almost like a good percentage of our favorite artists are all Canadian.
That is funny.
Yeah, Corblund, Coulter Wall, Ian Tyson. So they do it right up there in Western Canada. Okay, next question. We started with horses. How'd we end up with mules? It's a good question.
So, way back in the day, I used to train horses for the public. I got pretty tired of that because you train a horse and then you give it back to the person, and then really the horse had a person problem to begin with. And if that person doesn't get better, then that horse ends up having the same issues later on because it stems from the person, not the horse. Anyway, I was working for this facility. Well, I was leasing this facility, training horses, and Buck Brannaman came to the facility and put on a clinic. And he ended up just being honest with some folks, but it kind of upset them, and they left the clinic early. And so he allowed me to ride the last 2 days in the clinic. So I rode this green colt that I had at the time, this little paint gelding, and this lady auditing the clinic saw me riding, and so she came up to me afterwards and she's like, hey, I have a mule that I really want to send to you, because I was open for the public. And I remember the facility owner was like, don't take that mule. That mule's crazy. Like, don't take that mule. And I really needed the money because I was broke and I'd never ever worked for a mule before or worked with a mule before. But I went ahead and took her in. And the story with this mule was she was like 16'1", 16'2". She was huge. She was this big black Molly mule. She bolted. She had taken her to clinics, and even like the clinicians helper couldn't get on her. She was just like spinning and crazy and really reactive. And I just treated her like I treated all my horses, and ended up, we got along really well. Like within a month, we were trail riding with her. I was getting her to cross water. She never bolted with me. Like, she was awesome. And then that same lady brought me a mule colt to start. He was totally different because she had done a really good job on the groundwork. And so by his third ride, we were riding him like out through a reservoir, like out around a reservoir and stuff. Like, he was just awesome. And so anyway, those mules, long story short, we got lost trail riding. We got on the wrong side of a fence. We didn't have fence cutters. It was getting dark. And so we ended up coming down this crazy rim rock, kind of like what you saw in our Red Rocks ride. And I was on that mule that liked bolt previously. And she's like, oh, this is fine. Like, just, she'll take care of you. Just go on down. And I remember being like, I'm going off this ledge on this mule. And all the horses I've ridden, I was like, we would have died. And this crazy mule, who wasn't crazy at all, but I was like, all right, here we go. And she just picked her way down. And I was like, oh my gosh, these things are amazing. So that stuck with me. Fast forward years and years later, and Jason and I have bought a property. We're ready to purchase equines again. We want to ride in the mountains, use them for hunting. Like, we were talking about what should we get. And we actually talked about Mustangs, but we didn't really have the facilities to train Mustangs at the time. And so I was like, what about mules? And that's how we ended up with Clyde. So Clyde is actually the first mule I've ever owned myself.
I'm really thankful we got the mules. They, I think I mentioned this on our last live, but their personalities are really enjoyable. Like, if you treat them well and you're sweet to them and you build that foundation of a good relationship, it's like, they're just so enjoyable. Like, we just had the dogs in here, and it's like the mules are like more similar to dogs than horses are. Yeah, in general, obviously it's always in general, but it's like, they're just really fun animals. And then you add to that the sure-footedness. The main downside to mules is they don't go fast, but for someone like me, I'm like, I don't really care about going fast. So for me, there's no downside to the mule. It's just all positives. They're fun, they're sure-footed, they're tough, they have hybrid vigor. They're just awesome animals. So I'm really thankful Alyssa thought of that, because I wasn't even thinking of it. I kind of had fallen victim to the romance.
Quarter horse.
Yeah, the romance of like a big, beautiful quarter horse, and I still love them. But
and then we got Clyde, so kind of went the other way on that one.
we did, yeah. Okay, I saw a question on here, and then I kind of lost it.
Clyde he is very handsome now, but I still need to make the video of Clyde's whole backstory, because you guys will laugh when you see what he looked like when we bought him. He was gangly and had a big old head, and he was quite funny looking compared to now.
Yes. Okay, let's see. I think I have two more questions that didn't fit on my page, so I screenshotted them on my phone. So bear with me while I look at my phone for a second. But someone says, can you talk more about being herdbound? What happens with it? How it starts? Is it a permanent problem? And how much time should a person devote to sorting it out? So we can talk about stretching the rubber band and kind of a little bit what we're doing with Taz.
Yeah, I mean, all equines are naturally herd bound, right? They're herd animals, so they want to stay in a herd, like their safety in numbers. So that's just a normal thing. Some are worse than others for sure. Ty has some really awesome videos on his online video library, and he jokingly calls it his divorce court. So if he has two equines that are like very buddied up at his clinic, then he'll help those people. So if you do have a herd bound horse and you want to take it to one of his clinics, he will help you guys in the clinic work on that, which is awesome. But mainly, you want to make the wrong thing harder, the right thing easier. So while those two are together, or while that mule is by his buddies or horse, whatever it is, you're going to have him do some work. Maybe some serpentines or some circles. Nothing crazy, like you're not being hard on them, but you're just having them move their feet. It's a little bit more work to be near them. And then you take them away, and maybe at the start, that's 10 feet away, and you let them rest there. And then if they want to go back, then you have them work, take them away, let them rest away from the herd. And eventually that's going to be, now we're resting 20 feet from the herd. Now we're resting 40 feet from the herd, until it just becomes not an issue anymore. And same thing. So we always talk about the analogy of a rubber band, right? So you're going to stretch that rubber band. You're going to stretch their comfort zone. You want to stretch it, but you don't want to break it, because if you break it, that's when wrecks happen. That's when they throw a tantrum or have a big fit. So you want to stretch it without breaking it. So like when we're riding, because Clyde was awful about herd boundness when we got him. Like if Riata went on the other side of a bush, you could still see the majority of her, but she was on the other side of a bush, he would lose it. Like that's how bad he was. So we just slowly started riding them apart and then back together, and then apart and then back together. And we didn't really force anything. And eventually he just got to where that wasn't a big deal. And he's way better now. There's times he still is a little herd bound, but like the Red Rocks ride, everyone rode up that big old rock face and over the top, and he couldn't see him anymore. And he stood there for me to get on him and just walked up it nice and calm. And 2 years ago, he would have been trying to buck me off. Like I probably couldn't even have got on him. He would have been whirling around. So it just takes a lot of time and consistency. It's something you should work on a little bit every chance you get. So
yeah. That's another fun thing about having a YouTube channel, is being able to look back and really see the, like how far our mules have come. Because when you're in the thick of it, you don't really see those tiny improvements that accumulate over the course of months and years.
Yeah.
But like looking back at Clyde and Riata specifically, since we've had them the longest, it's really fun to see. So, okay, another question here. This is my last one from that post. So it says, I have a question. What is your main goal for the new ranch you will move to? Is it rehab, gentling, or training and selling pack equines, or what?
Yeah, all the above.
Kinda.
Yeah, kind of all the above.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I was just going to say, kind of the main goal that we're picturing right now, and this could change in the future, is the gentling would be probably the best way to put it. It's like just getting that first big step, like, out of the holding facility and getting them to be like good, respectful citizens and able to be successful at their next home.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the best way to help the most, but it's also really rewarding to get them going under saddle. I would imagine. You know better than me.
I'll get you one.
Yeah. It must be nice adopting Mustangs. I wouldn't know what that's like.
And then mules like Riata,
Yeah. They take more time though. So like if you adopt a young Mustang and you treat it well right off the bat and it's a blank slate, you can like find that one a good home really fast. One like Riata, she might not be successful now, like 4 years later. And it's been just constant, like, love and like building her confidence. And so it's like, that's a huge investment. And then you get them to where they like trust me, in Riata's case, and then they trust Alyssa, and then it's like a whole nother thing when we have friends come over or people we meet at clinics and they go up to Riata, they're like, oh, Riata, and she's like, oh my goodness, like, are we okay here? So it's like,
she has stranger danger bad still.
So it's like that's a really long-term thing. So the blank slate option of adopting Mustangs is really attractive, and then if we just feel really drawn to maybe a mule or a horse that's been in a bad situation, maybe we'll snag them and get them set up for success.
And they'd have to go to a special home for sure, because like Riata, she wouldn't fit into most homes, even though she seems like a really, really nice mule. I think a lot of people wouldn't be so patient with some of the stuff she does still. And we know where that stemmed from. Well, we, can assume. So
Cray says our potatoes cheaper here in Idaho. I don't know actually, Cray, but they should be because there's a ton of them here.
Yeah, our apartment we lived in, they farm potatoes right behind it. And they would like miss the ones around the edges, so people would go out there and like pick up the potatoes that they left behind after the harvest. So those ones are cheaper.
Yeah. Here's a good live question. So someone asks, Bush Pony asks, are mules actually easier to get girth gall than horses? And that is a good question.
I feel like yes, so far it seems like.
Yeah.
Like Riata has very sensitive skin. She really galls easy with everything. Clyde, not so much. He doesn't really seem to get girth gall, but I don't know if mules, it seems like mules almost have wrinklier skin, which sounds weird. But yeah, I've noticed that as well.
Yeah. It really folds up down there by their armpit. And like, obviously we know like where to place the cinch and like how to guard against that. But we bought what would that be called? Like a tapered cinch or a cinch that is like, it's actually thinner down by Riata's armpit because we tried multiple other like mohair cinches and, natural fiber cinches. And she would just gall after a couple of like long days riding. So we got this dorky one that's like not made of the best material, but the shape of it has actually really helped her. So that was a good question, Bush Pony. We had no idea until really riding Riata a lot. So another question here from Ride Till Dark. Ride Till Dark says, I recently got a Mustang, very friendly, not aggressive, but likes to nibble. What is the best way to teach them not to? That's a good question.
Well, if they're a baby, there's hope because they'll get over it. All babies like to nibble. You can just back them up out of your space. If they're nibbling on you, it's probably because their brain's going and their feet aren't. So put them to work a little bit, and that should help it out a lot too. So
yeah.
If they're like nibbling on me while I'm doing something, then I'll just kind of move, and if I bump them, I bump them, but I'm not like, but I'm just moving a little bit, and then they tend to kind of be like, whoa, okay, get out of your space,
It's a little chicken dancing.
Yeah, I just got to chicken dance it out a little bit.
Okay. Cray says, do mules' ears move different from horses? I actually don't
think they
know.
move any differently.
They're just way more pronounced because they stick up way higher. So you can really see.
And they're a lot bigger. So when they're nice and relaxed, they just tend to flop a lot more than horses. You really tell a mule is relaxed if their ears are doing this down the trail. Some people call it swimming. I love it when mules' ears do that. You're like, everything is good in the world right now. And also, you can tell a mule's about to buck because they look like a little bunny. Their ears just go straight up in the air. You probably have seen that. If you watch our Red Rocks video, Clyde does that a couple times, and it's because that's what he's thinking about doing.
Yeah.
Thankfully, nowadays, he doesn't. He just thinks about it. So.
Yeah. It's fun. I love mules and their long ears. People say they look disproportional, but once you're around them for a while, like it's awesome. They love their ears scratched. You can really see them thinking or like paying attention to something. They'll like turn that big long ear towards like something in the brush or something like that. And I don't know. I love those big old ears. So
one of the funniest things was Riata, when we got her, we had a semi-permanent high line at our house at the time. And it was just like from a telephone post over to a tree. And we had Clyde and Riata on that high line, and Riata was pawing. And she was really timid about all kinds of stuff. But she has this weird thing about black gloves. Like if you're wearing black gloves nowadays, it doesn't really bug her as much. But it used to be like she was like, heck no, you're not getting near me with those on. I don't know what it is about those, but that like wigged her out. And so she's like pawing kind of mindlessly. And she ended up digging up out of the ground because there was trash everywhere at that place too. And she ended up digging up, I don't know if it was a garden glove or what, but like this black glove, and it kind of pops out of the ground like fingers out of the ground. And she looks down and that ear just goes, and she just goes, oh, and she pawed that glove so fast, and it was like, oh my gosh, it was just hilarious.
Yeah, that was her literal nightmare.
Her nightmare, just this glove popping up out of the ground. Yeah.
All right, we'll do a few more questions here. Let's see. Someone says they're watching from Truckee, California. Do you plan to visit the Sierras? Maybe Bishop Mule Days in May.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that's on our. I got a Yeti hair in my mouth. That is on our bucket list. Is Bishop Mule Days. We watch it. There's like a YouTube page called Laughing Parrot Productions actually films it and puts it on YouTube every year.
Yep.
And so I highly recommend watching the Bishop Mule Days on YouTube. It's awesome watching the Packers scramble, and they have dressage and like all kinds of Western pleasure
all kinds of
and
stuff.
So anyway, yeah, Bishop Mule Days.
The donkey barrel racing is hilarious. It's awesome.
It is. If you have time to spare, watch a donkey barrel race.
It's like a 1 minute pattern, but it's pretty fun.
I'm like, that's my style right there.
Awesome.
Yeah. So to answer your question, yes. As much as we joke about California, there's a lot of good people there, and there's also some cool country there.
Really
the Eastern
cool
Sierras, yeah, they're awesome. And Bishop Mule Days is on the list. Our buddy Chris Clark, CM Mule Packing Services, is going there. I think he's doing a demonstration, but he's also competing in maybe the one-man Packer scramble. Yeah. And we would love to go watch Chris down there at Bishop.
Root him on.
Yeah. So, all right, what else we got? Have you been to the Mustang holding pens in Reno?
Yeah. Well, the ones in Palomino Valley, outside of Reno. I'm assuming that's the ones you're talking about, but yeah, many times. So my grandparents lived in Reno, and so as a kid, like Burns, Oregon, I went to that facility a ton, and Palomino Valley, we would always drive out there to Palomino Valley and look at all the horses out there. So been out there a lot of times.
Dawn's got our back. Says, don't forget to hit your like button.
Hey,
Thanks, Dawn. You. Yeah, hit the like button. And actually, that kind of stuff, a look behind the curtain, that kind of stuff actually helps a lot. If you comment, if you hit like, if you share videos, that really helps. So if there's one that's actually a good one, share it on Facebook. Share it via email, hit like, and it actually helps us a lot, and we appreciate it.
And we had some people wondering, like, they're not getting notifications. There's a little bell icon at the bottom of videos, and if you hit the bell icon, then you will get notifications every time we are about to post a video, or when we post one, it'll pop up on your screen. So anyway.
Yeah, people miss the lives especially. You might have said that. I was reading again. Do you plan to visit other countries to see how they raise their equines? That would be cool. But that's kind of honestly way down our priority list.
Yeah.
We love the Western United States, and I feel like you could explore a lifetime here. And again, like I said earlier, we're kind of like narrow and deep in our interests, and that kind of goes for like the country we like to explore. Thankfully, working for Ty, we'll get to go back to like Cripple Creek, Virginia, we'll get to go to Tennessee and do some of those like cool mule events back east.
Yeah.
And we would love to go to Patagonia one day. That would be amazing. But just thinking about the logistics with the way our life is right now is just like overwhelming to try and figure out a trip like that. While it would be an amazing experience, and it would be cool to see how other people work with their horses in different cultures.
My friend just did the Mongol Derby this past year, and that looked amazing. She's going to go do the Gaucho Derby, and that looks really cool. So I'm just living vicariously through her as far as those experiences go. But yeah,
it's fun to watch them on YouTube.
Yeah.
So someone whose name starts with a little more just gave us a super thanks. So thank you very much. Thank you. What they said was, your videos have become a soft place to land lately for me. Watching your equines and your easygoing life, steady, honest, and beautiful, reminded me that the world can still be calm and beautiful. Thank you. So, and thank you. And that is actually such an encouraging comment, because that's exactly what we try to be. It's like the world is crazy. And I was actually just looking at our own YouTube, like not our analytics, but like to watch videos. Yeah. And there's so much crazy stuff, from politics to artificial intelligence to the real estate market to like, I mean, these aren't even like, we're not even plugged into pop culture like we talked about earlier, but these things just pop up and they like bombard you, and it makes me feel discouraged and a little bit down. And so our goal is to just be a light that people can rely on. That's like, yeah, we go through struggles, but we try to be positive and encouraging and just share our lifestyle that we've been blessed with. So a little more. I appreciate that comment a ton. That means a lot to us. So thank you. Any more questions on here? Some nice people agreeing with, it's called A Little More Altitude. It had the dot on there, but yeah, that's right up our style. Let's see. I think that's it for questions. I think we did it. Did I ask the other one on my phone? I think I did.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it, you guys. We appreciate you guys. If you do have questions that didn't get answered, because I am really bad at missing them on here, make sure you save them. We probably won't do these every Monday, but we'll try to do more Mountain Built Mondays where we can just kind of sit down and connect live. And when the weather's good and the days are longer, we can do lives out with the herd, but it's dark out right now. So we're like, let's just hop on and hang out. So, let's see. Yeah, that's it. I don't see anything else. So we appreciate you guys. Hopefully your week and year is off to a great start. And we will see you on Wednesday. Don't forget to hit like.
Happy 2026.
Oh, it's Postal Acres. Another super
thank you so much, you guys. That actually really helps.
You guys are the best.
We appreciate that.
We appreciate you guys. Have a great night, and we'll see you down the road.